right, people. 2025 is officially come to an end, coming to an end. Currently, it'll be this video will drop at midnight. So happy 2026 to y'all good people. So moving on to a new year. What did you learn about last year though? And what made this year what's going to make this year better than the years before? What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna say? How y'all gonna feel? How y'all gonna react? Honestly, if you hadn't already made changes going into 26, you probably aren't going to change much. But if one was to learn something, I learned a lot last year. I learned a lot about taking on pressure, taking on activities, making better decisions. Time management has really stepped up. So that's one thing I want to continue. Time management. As long as I keep time management, I think I can get a long way, especially within the craft and just in life, period. Making time for family, making time for friends when needed and wanted, all of that stuff still is realistic. You still have to be human. I say that a lot because you really could get trapped in a house very easily and not move and not do anything. But again, time management, if nothing else, I spread that for anybody. If you're having problems with a lot of things going on in your life, I guarantee you, if you learn time management right off the gate, I think that alarm will go off and you'll understand like, dang, it's really more so my time. And it might not even been the case of the money. It might have just been that your time was like invested into the wrong things. But what about you, bro? What you learned in 25?
Man, I learned what I learned that what I'm gonna do 2026 is I'm gonna put me first a lot more. What I feel, my personal feelings. I'm gonna be selfish 2026. I'm gonna do what makes Quincy Murdoch happy. Uh Also, I'm a try not to take everything personal. Learning to let relationships that end. You know what I'm saying, and getting over it, and actually getting over it mentally, and just allowing things to be how they're supposed to be. No holding on to the past and moving to the future is what I'm doing.
Mm,
Uh, and to keep working. You know what I'm saying? Keep working and go my pace, like run my race. Not really concerned about how everybody else doing things, podcasters, media, rappers, whatever. I'm just focused on how Quincy Murdoch is moving and operating. So that's some things that I'm trying to do in 2026. And also positivity, keeping positive people around me, positive things around me. And if it's negative, it won't be part of my life. And that could be family, friends, strangers, like things. If it don't serve me any purpose or good deed, then it's not gonna be part of my life. So
mm,
yeah. So that's kind of what I've learned this year and
mm.
what I'm instilling into 2026.
Sound good. Hey, people have a lot to choose from. So you've heard great ways. Even if it's a way that you came, you know, express, let us know. I think that a lot of times that still, a lot of people gain and lose things throughout a year that changes everything. Most cases, it's something that you did. It's something that you gravitated to in your growth and um being selfish. Like you just said. Some people, I think sometimes they might need to be a little bit more selfish.
Mhm.
That's with anything. It's pick something that you've given to somebody more than you should. And
Can,
if you
can I
think,
add something to that, bro? And this
yeah,
is important too, because me speaking to you, us doing this right now,
yeah,
invest into the people that invest into you. Put that time in to the ones that want to see you grow 2026. Like anything you do should have a purpose, even your circle. Like the wine, like love, brother. Actions speak louder than words. You've had my back. You've done a lot. We've accomplished a lot. And that's what it should be 2026. If it don't serve you purpose or positivity or pushing you forward, leave that alone. And you need to invest into people that's wanting the best out of you and wants to see growth.
Hmm.
I just wanted to add that in there
Yeah,
too.
that's the in this
Cause
aligns with, you know, understanding where you should be selfish. Like you, that's basically perfectly said, because if it's not a selfish moment, you can't think clearly unless you're doing it by yourself in a way, because a lot of the stuff that you go through, especially if it's bad, sometimes it's really because of something that you did, something that you were doing, or you were giving something of yourself that you might not should have been doing. God has the strangest way of letting us know, like
right,
it literally turns ugly, and we really try to act like, okay, well, what happened? No, it might have needed to go ugly. You know,
right,
it might need it, because sometimes you need to separate yourself from it just so you can think clear, because you can't think clear, you know, when your mind is totally wound up on something that it shouldn't be, you know.
right.
So yeah, that's definitely some things that people should invest in. Invest in the ones that that have a clue. What's going on? It's your boy Duan Barino from Not Just Music Podcast. I have a very special offer for you guys via morelabs.com. If you're that type of person who loves to drink coffee, but you don't want to always drink coffee, or if you're the type of person that doesn't drink coffee at all, but needs a very much needed push boost in the morning, we have something for you. Morning recovery supplement. It is very, very useful. It is very, very highly effective. Also, if you're the type of person that, you know, you got drunk the night before and you wake up in the morning, you had a hangover, guess what? It works for you too. All right. So at the end of the day, if you head over there to morelabs.com, we have something set up for you already at checkout. All you have to do is enter the code NJMP and you will receive 25% off instantly. How about that? Can you beat that? Head over to morelabs.com, all right? Peace. More so, who have a
Right,
clue for you and
right.
not just sitting up there. It's not a thing of as they say, if you're combating with somebody, you're never going to get there. So
Preach.
if it's a constant battle, trying to make communication, clear communication, that's another thing too. Communication has definitely picked up, moving from 2024 to 2025, especially in my personal relationships, period. Like everything that's like connected to me, I've been trying to make like better communication decisions. Cause like sometimes
Right.
the communication that I give, sometimes I may not give enough communication. Sometimes I mean may need to give more communication. Sometimes it may need to be pulling back some. It just depends on the person. But understanding when and where to
Understanding.
communicate. Yeah, learning when and where to communicate. I think I figured a lot out with that this year. And especially dealing with like group situations within the podcast, within church, within relationships, like everything, like a lot of the stuff was really more so just me taking the time to communicate with God more. Once I started communicating with God more,
Right.
it made my communication with people way more easier, because I think I was just trying to express things that probably didn't need to express to people. I needed to express it to God. And once I gave that
Amen.
expression to God versus giving it to somebody else, or an ideal, a feeling, or if it's something that was like totally deranged, because sometimes the derangedness can come out when you don't think clearly sometimes. So I've been
Because
trying to
sometimes
give,
it ain't your battle. It ain't our
yeah,
battles to fight
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. So
You
that's
know?
why that's so important, to have a you know, a connection to the creator in some kind of way. Like I always told you, I don't
Mm,
care about your how you choose to you know, whatever beliefs you choose to roll with, but long as you know what God and the meaning of God is, we good.
that resource.
Yeah,
That
that's it.
resource.
That's who I'm connected to. Long as we connected to the same
Me
God, we
too.
good.
Me too. Hey, you know from the conversations who I'm connected to, we
Yeah,
talk.
yeah,
You know, you know, that's the thing. You know, off the social media, you know, it's crazy. I just did a podcast talking about how social media affects real time relationships and people, and like you know off camera who I really am, and that's
yeah,
the thing that we need to gravitate more to and get in 2026 too is getting more active in the communities, touching people.
yeah,
Like I think social media has made us like strive away from building connections and building personal relationships and also hurting relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like where, you know what I'm saying, we could actually get to know people for the real them
Yeah.
instead of going off social media like AI is affecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and I think 2026 we should get back in the streets and actually just personal life and business. Like
Yeah.
get more involved into the communities how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And build relationships, like
And
real personal ones.
that's the most important part. We was speaking on that, and that should be a goal too for people. Period. Like, you know,
Yeah,
two that's adding on to it. You gotta. That's the only way to shake this problem that's going on, because it really is a
yeah.
scary problem to where people are literally, y'all don't even want to communicate and be around people anymore. Like,
It's like you closed in your
yeah,
mind, like you're trapped in your mind
yeah,
mentally.
and another, that's I mean, that's across the board though. Like, that ain't even just like you just saying relationships. Think about it. That's what it's like at the church now. That's what it's like in jobs.
Yes,
Jobs
yes.
doing the same thing. All these places, everybody don't want nobody around. It's like everybody's at the house working from home, and you
Don't
never
want to
leave.
speak to the neighbor. Don't even come
Yeah,
outside to speak to the
you so
neighbor. We
that's how
don't even
bad
speak
it
to neighbors
is.
no more.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Yep, that's how bad it is. And but that should motivate people though. Again,
Yeah,
it's not supposed to be long. 2026
my
is
bad.
here.
Yeah,
Uh 2026 is here. We're already off to a great start with doing 10 minutes with this. So, but again, this was just to hop on here and tell people, thank you and appreciate the 2025 year we had. 2026 is gonna be even bigger. I already know, I already understand,
yes,
and I want to
sir.
I want to give these names. I'm gonna give this. Let's give a shout out to God. I'm gonna give a shout out to my family. Um, give a shout out to my friends that matter. More Labs, Garden State Distillery, Timu, Giving Hearts, Bright Light Baptist Church, and also Maroc Soup, Gourmet Soups. Look, 2025 was great. We're gonna keep growing.
Right,
Keep doing some things and keep the business moving up. Because we can't make this type of content without, the ability to what God gives us. That's the biggest thing.
right,
So that's my, like I said, that's the source. This year's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really dope. So stick around. Trying to, if nothing else, you will see more than at least 2 to 3 things a week, maybe more from Not Just Music Podcast, and maybe it could be more than that in some weeks. So, just stick around, and also, while you're already here, it's 12 o'clock. Again, we're just a little bit past 12, maybe about 15 minutes into 12 o'clock now. At 5 a.m., pod is dropping. And also at 8 o'clock p.m. tonight, the video is dropping to the pod. So, and if you're already a member, it's already available to you right now. You can go over to Patreon, it's already available. But again, if you want to be ready, remember 5 a.m. is right around the corner. That's when the audio drops. Be ready for that. And again, 8 p.m. tonight, that is when the video shall drop. Again, blessings, y'all. We love y'all. Continue to grow throughout 26. And again, let's go. All right. Love y'all.